A girl walks into an elevator, and within seconds, everything feels wrong. She presses multiple buttons, steps in, steps out, peeks into the hallway like someone's following her, and then her hands start moving in these strange patterns, almost like she's talking to someone we can't see. And just when you think she's going to walk out, she's gone. No one ever sees her alive again. And 19 days later, they find her body in a place so disturbing, it still haunts anyone who hears this story. This isn't an urban legend. This isn't creepypasta. This is the real story of Elisa Lam and the dark, cursed hotel she checked into, but never checked out of. Back in 2013, Elisa Lam was just 21, a Canadian college student, smart, curious, and a little restless. She loved blogging. She was honest about her struggles with mental health, about feeling lost, about wanting more out of life. So that winter, she decided to travel. San Diego, Los Angeles. Her last stop, a cheap room in the middle of LA called the Cecil Hotel. Now, if you've never heard of the Cecil, let me just say this. This is not the kind of place you brag about staying in. It's cheap, yeah, but it's also infamous. Serial killers, suicides, disappearances. This building has a dark history that most guests have no idea about when they check in. Elisa checked in at the end of January. She called her parents every day until January 31st. That's when the calls stopped. Her family panicked. Police got involved. Search teams combed the area, but no trace of her. 2 weeks later, desperate for leads, police did something bold. They released surveillance footage from the hotel's elevator. And this is where things get strange. Picture this, grainy black and white footage. Elisa steps into the elevator wearing a red hoodie. First thing she does, she presses nearly every button on the panel, but the doors won't close. She steps out, looks both ways, almost like she's hiding from someone, then back in. She crouches in the corner, peeks out again, and suddenly her hands start moving. Weird, unnatural motions, like she's either talking to someone invisible or to herself in some strange trance. And then she walks out of frame. The doors close, and that's the last time anyone sees Elisa Lam alive. Fast forward 19 days. Guests at the Cecil start complaining. The water tastes weird. The water pressure's low. The color looks off. Maintenance workers climb to the hotel roof to check the water tanks. They open the hatch, and inside one of those tanks, floating face up, is Elisa Lam. Dead. This wasn't just horrifying, this was nightmare fuel. These guests had been drinking that water for weeks. When the video went public, the internet lost it. Millions watched it. Millions rewatched it. Everyone had a theory. Was she running from someone? Was she possessed? Was this paranormal? Some ghost of the hotel's dark past? Because here's the thing. This hotel isn't just any hotel. The Cecil has been called a serial killer's playground. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, stayed here. Other killers, other suicides. It's got this energy, like bad things just keep happening here. Authorities finally gave an answer. They ruled Elisa's death an accidental drowning. No signs of trauma, no signs of assault. She had bipolar disorder, and toxicology reports suggested she may have been off her meds. In other words, they believed she had a psychotic episode, climbed into the water tank herself, and drowned. But wait a second, how did she get up there? The hotel roof was locked. The doors had alarms, and even if she made it to the tanks, those lids are heavy. People who worked there said it would take more than one person to open it. So what happened? Was it really an accident? Or is there more to this story? Some people believe Elisa was playing something called the elevator game, a creepy ritual that supposedly opens a door to another dimension. Others think she was being chased, maybe by a guest, maybe by someone who knew the hotel's layout. And then there are the paranormal believers, who say the Cecil is cursed, that once you walk through those doors, something dark follows you. Even after Elisa's death, the Cecil couldn't shake its reputation. People call it haunted. True crime fans call it cursed. Netflix even made a documentary. But still, the case doesn't feel solved. Not really. Not for the millions of people who can't stop replaying that elevator footage in their heads, wondering, who was she talking to? And what was she running from? Over a decade later, this case still hangs in the air like a ghost, no matter how many official answers we get. Something about Elisa Lam's story refuses to rest. Maybe it was an accident, maybe it wasn't. But here's what I keep asking myself. If you stepped into that elevator, would you have made it out? If this story gave you chills, hit subscribe. We dive into the darkest crimes and mysteries that the world still can't explain. And trust me, this is only the beginning.